good, family? From the Facebook group Life, Love, and Relationships, TADS. You're tuning in to the hottest Facebook live show on the book. It's the After Dinner Snack.
Hey, what's up, what's up, what's up? You are watching the After Dinner Snack. We are live, and I'm going to start calling this place Premium Jungle Studios. Premium Jungle Studios. So, we got today's topic, deal breakers. What are your deal breakers? My name's Tom. We're on set with Latoya and Carla J.
Hey.
Ladies, say hello to the good people.
Hello people.
So we're going to get into everything real quick. I just want to let everybody know, once again, please join our Facebook group, Life, Love, and Relationships, TADS. Most of the conversations and topics that we come up with are from our group. So please join the group and please like our page on Facebook, The After Dinner Snack. And also we're going to be doing an event here shortly called Cocktails and Conversations. If you're in the area and you want to stop by, please, it's Thursday, February 8th. Doors will open and the event will actually start at 8 p.m. Like, it's like soon as it start open, we get it popping. The conversation gets really intense really quickly. So please log on, get your tickets. Do not wait until the last day because the venue's not a real big venue, but it's real nice, real intimate, and it's sure to be a really good time out. So please come check us out at Cocktails and Conversations. We're about to get into our topic for the day, deal breakers. Deal breakers. What are your deal breakers? Carla. Go ahead.
Why? All right, so deal breakers. I really, at this stage, seriously, I cannot speak on any immediate deal breakers. The deal breaker, they would have to disqualify themselves upon the interactions. Because I used to have so many deal breakers, but I'm learning as I get older that,
Stuff don't matter that much.
Yeah, not really. It just depends on how the person moving.
Latoya?
Mine is, I do not like when guys think that women should be in the kitchen and barefoot and pregnant. I don't.
That's a
agree
deal
with that.
breaker, though?
What?
Hold on, that's a deal breaker?
But that's all I do?
No, but that's a deal breaker, though?
Yeah, that's not what you're trying to do. Why wouldn't that? Because if a brother is expecting it, that's what you're
I got dreams and goals. I ain't trying to just be pregnant.
You know something? Somebody had posted in the group the other day, and it threw me back because it was just like, would you still be with your significant other if they didn't support your dreams and ambitions?
I seen that.
And you know what? Most people were like, no. And I was just like, what if your dream is to be a balloon maker? Like, for real. And you just wanted him to be,
you
twisting.
might be an excellent balloon maker. I need you to speak life over that.
But see, what I'm saying is that's a hobby.
Yeah, but you can take it to another level.
What?
You can open up tons of businesses.
Oh my gosh, are you trying to build a career off of balloon making? Yes, as
You
your
can.
significant other, I need to check you.
Well, yeah, hold me.
Yeah, I need to check you.
Let's go through some things. But my daughter was little, she used to call me the dream killer. And I think she got that from one of our siblings. I think she got that. I don't know if my brother called me. I don't know where she got it from, but she was like, "Mom, don't be a dream killer." Because I used to be like, "No, that's not." And I think in that incident, that would be like being a dream killer to your significant other. Now,
But it's just
ridiculous.
okay. I just personally feel like like she said, okay, depending on who you get with, what if you did? That's all he asked you to do.
Was this a cook?
Yeah, like what if that was all you had to do? Like that was his love language. Like cooking for him, taking care of him.
Too many gifts in me and purpose to be in the kitchen.
Purpose or hobbies.
Did you say purpose or
hobby?
Or
purpose or
hobbies. Like that's what I'm saying. Like for that to be a deal breaker, I feel like you got to get further down the road for it to be a deal breaker. Like a deal breaker is usually something initial, Like, what is your, turn-offs initially? Like, me
that's
personally,
what she's saying. That's
Yeah,
the
that's
turn.
not-
Like, you can't tell me. I'm
like,
not
what
being
guy
shown.
tells you on
I
the
think
first
that
date, I want
mindset-
you to be barefoot and pregnant? Like,
Oh,
what?
yeah.
I
exist.
think that mindset is just terrible. I think it's just terrible.
So you've had
That's that
guys.
old
So
school-
you've had guys tell you on the first date, I want you barefoot and pregnant.
Not in those
No,
words,
but like
maybe.
I told you at one time when I told you that the guy told me I couldn't take the trash out or I can't do this, I'm like, hold on, you're not gonna tell me what I can't do, first of all. And if I want to take the trash out, I'm gonna take the trash out. I'm doing it for you to help out at the house.
She helping.
See, I would be cool with that, bro. Take that trash and cut the grass. Good looking.
Listen,
I'm so.
it got the trash.
I'm down
gotta
for the
be out.
women's lib, but hey, listen.
I gotta pat my
I'm
weave
cool with
on
some
that.
balance
What?
too.
I gotta pat
If
my
the trash
weave.
need to go out and my boo coming home late, I will take the trash out
But
for
if
him
he's
to
saying
take
Okay.
that
I
off
want
his
you
back.
to, but
I'm
if he's
just
saying
saying-
he don't want you to do that, you would not be.
I'm
cool.
gonna
No.
do it if he's, if he's tired. I'm gonna do it just to help out.
But what
Okay,
if
I'm
that
just saying.
bothers
So
him?
all right, back to initial deal breakers. So you didn't just set a fire, all because the dude on the first date. You said he didn't say it in so many words. So are you building something out of nothing?
What? What do you mean by that?
If he didn't say exactly, I want you barefoot and pregnant, what are you basing that off of?
If somebody was to say that, like if they was like, I just want you to be at home and I, pay all the bills, work, all that kind of stuff.
Take care
I-
of the kids.
I get bored with that type of stuff. I need to be doing things. I need to be helping others.
So you've been a housewife before?
No. Somewhat. Somewhat I have. Yes, I have. Somewhat.
Let me pat my weave on this one. Let me pat my weave.
But
So
she can say it's a deal breaker if someone is saying off top, I would rather my wife be a stay-at-home mom and woman because you don't have to work and I would rather you not just build the family.
Okay, okay.
Because some brothers will say that on the first date.
okay. Once again, deal breakers is a topic for today. So let's move on. Let's move past that. Let's give some more, deal breakers. Deal breaker for me is a damaged woman. If I can ascertain within the first, let's say, date and a half, 2 dates, that you're damaged, yeah, I'm fading away like Michael Jordan in '95.
What
Okay, what is that? What's that?
Explain that. What qualifies them? What are you saying is a damaged woman?
I mean, it could be a damaged man.
Or whoever.
Or it can be a damaged woman. People who you can obviously tell aren't over a previous situation, and they keep bringing it up, and they bringing it up with anger in their voice. You know what I'm saying? And this happens. And then they as they're talking to you or getting to know you, and you say you like do certain things, and they immediately revert back to a memory. Like you'll be like, yeah, I really enjoy playing basketball from time. You know what? Derek played basketball.
Who would do that?
It happens.
Tom.
No, it happens. It happens. It has happened to me.
That might be like mental.
I'll be like, well, you better tell Derek to come pay for this meal here.
I'm just saying, like, people don't even be knowing it. They so oblivious to it. Like, you gotta think
that's
about
true,
it. When you
yeah.
first getting to know somebody, and let's just say they haven't had anybody to listen to them, and you just provide a solid ear for them, they're gonna tell you everything you need to know in the first 2 weeks. And then you can ascertain
True.
whether or not you want to deal with them. So it's like, I mean, when I say I done heard it, like when women, they venting, they talking about their exes. My thing is, another thing also is a deal breaker for me, is if you can talk fluently about your ex for hours and never admit any guilt in the relationship on your part. That always is like, yeah, nobody's perfect.
Who's bringing up their ex?
Everybody.
Yeah,
I don't bring up my ex.
But I think it could come up in a discussion, possibly, if you converse with another person. It depends on, I think.
Are you on your phone and people are looking at you?
Yeah, because I'm trying to see what the people saying, since they say you don't be saying nothing to the stuff.
You cannot do that. Go ahead. Answer the question.
I think that sometimes a previous relationship may come up in dialogue. Like if you're conversing with the person, that you're meeting, and something may come up.
I think that's different when y'all both just talking about something.
Yeah, something, and you be like, yeah, like in my previous relationship or this, because sometimes it may link, it might have relevance, but just to sit and talk about, like what you're saying, Tommy, like that's crazy.
It's not crazy because it happens.
No, I believe you, but I think that just would be so bizarre to me to just be like, oh,
that has never happened.
No,
to me.
the thing is, people actually will ask you about your previous relationship. Like they will ask you, like, so, like, say you talking to somebody and they be like, so what happened with your last relationship?
Okay,
Why are
yeah,
you
I
single?
would ask that. Yeah, I would
But
ask that.
But that's what I'm
it.
saying. That opens the door to another deeper conversation.
Oh, yeah.
So if you ask somebody like, hey, so how did your last, situation end? And you'd be like, well, he was a cheater. He did X, Y, and Z. And then, all of a sudden, and next thing you know, the house is on full fire. You know what I'm saying? You just like, check. You know what I'm saying? You trying to get out of there. But that's how it starts. And before you know it, it's like you really dealing with a person who's damaged from a previous relationship, and you don't even know where to go with it. You uncomfortable in the conversation at this point. So that's when I do my Michael Jordan, 95, boom, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I will say here, admittedly, that I have dispatched some women prematurely.
Right.
Because of that.
Yeah, because I can see that happen. If you just off top disqualifying someone because you're saying they're damaged, I think that's really I just think that's a trip to call someone damaged. Because
you getting stuck in verbiage. You getting stuck in verbiage.
But I'm saying when you're saying they're damaged, I want to know like what is making them damaged. Okay, I know they're talking about their ex, but in what context? How often does it have to come up before they're off the list?
Well, I gave specific things when I said damaged. I did.
Yeah, you did.
I said,
but
you know
how
what I'm
quick
saying?
do they get cut off for a deal breaker?
Huh?
How
for
quick
a deal breaker?
Is that like first date done? Is that like a month down the line?
Depending on the level of damage, you know what I'm saying? Depending on the level of destruction, you know what I'm saying? Some people are just dating and they should not be dating.
Yeah.
Right.
They should not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got all kinds of personal issues going on in your personal life, things aren't settled financially, you're hurt, when you talk about your ex, you emotionally get angry, you should not be in, no. Mm-mm.
Well, mine was a little bit different. I dealt with grief, and when my mom passed, and I was in a relationship like 2 months later, and which I shouldn't have, but I didn't know to the degree that I was hurting. And so I couldn't really focus on a relationship, and I was being selfish because I hadn't been in a relationship for a long time. So I was not in a place to be dating because I couldn't give anybody peace because I didn't have it, because of the grief.
Now, we got people chiming in on our comments. So Ruth Harrell. Hey, Ruth. Is it Harrell?
Yes.
Don't correct me.
Don't
correct me in front of family, okay? All right. Anime, you die, I kill you. Look, so Ruth, Miss Harrell, is it Harrell?
Harrell, yes.
Okay, Harrell. He said, don't we all have these issues? And I feel it's the severity. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect in dating. Nobody's perfect in dating. But I feel like the level of damage and destruction and utter confusion.
Dude, I wonder what type of
I'm just saying.
You've been slying with Tommy.
I think you can be
wounded,
damaged.
Tommy.
You seen what?
You seem wounded.
Wounded.
I'm gonna just say aware. I'm gonna just say
sitting all godly.
I'm gonna say I'm aware, and the reason being I'm aware is because from doing this show and doing past shows that I've done, I've done like a tremendous amount of research on relationship dynamics, communicating, all of that stuff. So
you have a lot of feminine friends too.
Yes. I have I should bill by the hour with my feminine friends, for real. My girlfriends, yeah. So I'm just saying, at the end of the day, there's a lot of damaged people who should not be dating, that are dating, and they're really just damaging the next person.
And they're establishing these deal breakers. I think, because just to be realistic, I had tons of deal breakers, but it's just because of recent events, my recent situation, it just had me have to fall back.
What was some of your tons?
Yeah, let's hear your ton, because y'all don't know this. Carla's shallow as they come. Go ahead.
You?
Yes.
I mean, Swoop called me shallow, bruh.
You
Girl,
was the
please.
low end of the pool,
Big
Jack.
girl, please. Okay, well, you know what?
Time
I'm gonna be
breaker happened at the icebreaker.
right, I'm gonna be honest because if I'm gonna be real, I do have some shallow areas in my heart. I have had. The Lord has to work on that because deal breakers in the past have been skin tone, hair if they have, because I like a nice lineup, nice fade, maybe some crushers.
See, mine is I don't like long hair.
Yeah, that's my thing. I really didn't like hair, but my current situation has like lots like calf is body.
Interesting. Samson.
So, right. So where I thought like, oh, it's no way. Even when I'm like, it's no way I'm rocking with no brother with all that hair. And no matter how much I try to curve it, it was just stuff that's deeper and greater than that. Just something that's hair or skin tone.
Hey, let me okay, I'm about to play this video for everybody. Okay,
Right.
everybody watching, I'm about to play this video. Now we've all seen this video. And we're gonna play it for you. You might have seen it before already, but I'm gonna go ahead and play it one time for y'all. This video is basically if everybody was honest on the first date. Okay, you guys ready? All right,
Dun,
here you
dun.
go. Here you go.
I really like what you're wearing.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. You're not cold.
No, I'm fine.
Really?
Yeah, it's so nice out.
Yeah, it's really pretty. I had a really nice time tonight.
Me too.
I feel like I should have walked you home.
No,
Is
you're on the way. It's fine.
Yeah. Listen, would you want to come upstairs?
Is that all right if we're honest with each other?
Yeah, of course.
I want to see your apartment before I decide if I'm gonna have sex with you.
Okay, that's cool.
Great, because if you don't have air conditioning, we're not even gonna dry hump.
Okay, I have really good air conditioning, so we're going to dry hump. Can I be honest with you?
Of course.
My apartment is nice. I have a chaise lounge, so we're probably going to have sex. And listen, you're really beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
I'm probably going to come really fast because you're really gorgeous.
I appreciate you being honest. Is it okay if I'm like really honest?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, I'm not physically attracted to you at all. You're
Okay.
not awful looking. You're just sort of average, and you have a really big forehead.
Yes.
So the way I see it is we'd fuck for a couple of minutes.
Okay.
You'd come, I'd fake it, and then we'd watch the end of Austin Powers on TBS or something.
Huh.
Then next weekend, you take me to a nicer restaurant. And then somewhere down the line, you buy me something expensive, like a necklace or a trip. And I put in 4 blowjobs. I'm nice to your parents at brunch. And when we break up, I keep the necklace. But this is all depending on your apartment, which you say is nice.
Yeah, it's nice. It is. And that all sounds good. That does sound fair. Can I be really honest with you? Like, really?
Please, yeah.
Okay. You're not a very bright person. I could tell that you had no idea what a chaise lounge was.
I do.
I know. So you're a little bit dumb and kind of boring.
Mm-hmm.
And if you didn't seem sort of loose and have great breast thing going for you, I would have went to the bathroom during the appetizer and never come back.
That's happened.
Let me just cut to the chase. You fuck me for a month, I'll give you a necklace and we don't have to talk.
I want a bracelet too.
Do you do anal?
Mm-hmm.
You get a bracelet then. You don't sleep over.
Pay for my cab for home.
I don't have to go down on you.
That's fine. It wouldn't work anyway.
One last thing.
Yeah?
You can never take a shit in my bathroom. It cannot happen.
Is there a McDonald's nearby that I can use?
Dunkin' Donuts, 24 hours, right down the block.
That works.
Great.
Cool.
We have a nice little arrangement here.
Yeah, I'm really glad we decided to be honest.
Yeah. It's really refreshing, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is actually.
This is so nice. I love J-Date.
Now look, I do apologize. There was a little bit of language in that video, but at the same time, it did, reiterate a point. Do you really want honesty on the first date? Do you really want honesty? I want to hear it. Is honesty something you want? Because everybody always say, like, one of those studies and stats I'm about to pull up in a couple seconds is pretty much like, 92% of people, when they did a poll of like all the Facebook profiles or something like that, it was like 92% of the people all say honesty is one of the things that they want out of a relationship. And I kind of feel like, not so much.
Right. It's like that show, The Truth. You can't handle the truth. That one old movie where people always talk what they want. No, you don't really want the truth. Because then you say the truth, you got a slick mouth or you some crazy broad. Like you be like, no.
Yeah.
Why
I
you ain't
just,
dealing with me? Because you broke. Or why you ain't dealing with me? Because I'm not attracted to you. And then you ratchet.
yeah, but it's like, do you really want the truth on the first date?
Get out the way, I say. If you know you're not, because why lead someone on? How many people have had those friends where you see clear as day, like, nah, they really not into you like that. But the person was like, yeah, I'm gonna give you a call. He said he gonna call me, or she said, you know, we might link up, but she really busy. You know, it's like you really make time for what you want to make time for. So I think if you have that honesty, like,
Okay.
I'm not attracted to you.
All right, so getting back into like these initial deal breakers, like one of the biggest places people are meeting people nowadays is the internet. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm gonna read this stat real quick. In 2015, a study by PEW, 59% of people in the U.S. agreed that online dating was a good way to meet people, and that number is on the rise. Since 2005, only 44%. So that's jumped up to 59%, and this is 2 years old, so we're pretty much gonna say that's probably like about 65% now. So with the initial meeting of somebody being on Facebook, social media, give that deal breaker dynamic. So my deal breaker dynamic via social media would be the things you post online.
Now, I've had people slide in my inbox.
When you say people, give some names.
No, I'm not doing that. But, and I just, like, first my daughter had to really, like, kind of show me what's going on. I'm like, how do I, she was like, leave them on red, Mom, leave them on red. Like, don't even respond, like, if they're saying something. But
I'm starting to notice your daughter is your guide.
is my guide. Yes, she is. She is my guide. Thank God for her. But one person was telling me, like, had a very good job profile looked together, because I clicked on it, and he was like, you know, if you'll see I'm a really nice guy. And I'm like, wow, he's professional, but I'm not dating anyone off of Facebook. I would never date someone that, if this is how you meet me, I would never date you.
Why?
It's just a thing. That, I guess that would be a deal breaker. Even today, I would never date someone off of social media. Like, if someone, you would have to either accidentally bump into me because you've been stalking my page or where I'm going or something, but just to meet me and be in my inbox, like, let's hook up, I just can't. I couldn't bring myself
I
to
personally feel that's one of the reasons why I say you're shallow.
Oh, that's fine.
I'm just saying,
I'm not
it's
doing
2018. We got flying cars.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
I think we got bros coming out of coffee shops at Frederick's. We got all types of stuff.
I'm just saying, like, what Facebook is,
But
put it
what
like
if you?
this.
But what if you meet somebody out at the gas station or something? Y'all be talking on the phone, and then you go on a date with them. Like, that's kind of.
I would do a gap. That's real.
I would-
But social media is kind of like.
That's what I'm saying. Like, social media will
just-
give you the opportunity. Look, I'm gonna say like this about social media. Like, true enough, people front no matter where they're at. You can meet them. You can meet them at church. You can meet them at, basketball. You can meet them at the coffee shop, whatever. People front. So I'll tell you like this. At least with social media, I can go back a month, 2 months, 2 years,
that's true.
and I can see what have you been consistent at. If it's confronting, you a good fronter.
I wouldn't even want to be. I'm okay. This, I guess I do have some other issues. See?
Yeah, go ahead. You're
All right,
shallow.
So no, this is not shallow.
Self-awareness.
Self-awareness.
Yes.
I always see that. I'm aware, brother. I'm woke. No, but I think for me,
stay woke.
this is just me, and I'm not saying anything wrong, because I know people have bomb hookups maybe online. I think my serious, like, anyone that I would be rocking heavy with wouldn't even have a Facebook. I think the type of brother that I want to rock with wouldn't even have a page.
What
Nothing
if you
like
have
that.
a business?
That'd be, then he'd have his
Like, is
business.
it-
But he probably wouldn't be on there. The people that work for him, it'd probably be his business logo. But I think I would just deal with that type of boss that you don't even see him on nothing.
And like, okay, so
Like, nothing
what's,
social-
What's the meaning behind that? Like, what?
I just think, because, like, I'm bothered. Another deal breaker is selfies. Men that take selfies. Like, you are, something about that bothers me. I mean, I don't know. It just, that if a dude is a guy always on, like, a Facebook page, they taking a lot of selfies, or they got their shirt off. That's not my thing. So that doesn't attract me. And I'm not into that. And I know it got to be some people that's not into that type of dating. I know we're in a new world and everything, and y'all like Carla. No, I just need to bump into you. You know someone that I know, or maybe we bump into some same places. Maybe we on the airport.
Doesn't that limit your pool of opportunity?
I'm cool with that.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Because we've had parent teacher conferences.
Yeah,
I'm personally no. You cool now, but you wasn't cool over the summer. You know what I'm saying? You was frantic. You was like, you know what? I never can find nobody, Tom. You know what?
Negro,
you know what? And every time.
Hey, you a lie and the truth ain't in you, Negro. You know I ain't never said that. Never. You better miss me. You
ain't never told me that you're having a tough time finding quality individuals.
No, because
in no shape, form, or fashion.
No.
Oh my goodness.
We may have conversated time, but I haven't told you nothing about trying to find nobody because I ain't been looking to find nobody.
Let me pat my weave.
You better pat. Well, since you ain't got no hair, you ain't patting it. But that cat, that's the problem. You pat that peanut brain in your head.
I'm just saying.
No, I haven't.
We have had that. You know, Carla, she done stole her own headphones tonight anyway. You know what I'm saying? She got a bad memory, so I'm just going to go ahead and give her that. But what I'm saying is, yes. I'm just saying by eliminating social media in this day and time in 2018, yes, you have took your numbers down.
I'm cool with that though.
That's because you rocking with somebody right now, but most people aren't.
But if I was not rocking, was I not, Tom? And just keep it for real. And anybody who know me that can chime in already know this 100. I was cool before this. It's just because I tell you, what would make that person think I'm gonna talk to them? Why would this person come at me like that and think I'm interested? That don't mean I'm having problems.
Would you cut people off of social media? Would that be your position?
No.
Why?
Because I think it's a branch out to people outside the city. I mean, just different guys.
Like, I mean, it's basically like, literally, let's say if it's a whole pie, and let's just say where we're from, it's just a slice, and the rest is, social media, traveling, whatever.
Right.
So for you to just say, oh yeah, I'm going to take the pie and just throw the rest of it away and only deal with the slice, you sort of put yourself in a bad situation.
But that's not what I'm saying though. I'm not saying that I wouldn't do other resources. You saying a slice of pie. I hop flights. I change.
Oh my gosh.
I change. I mean, I do different stuff. I travel and I do things. So I'm not gonna be limited to just 3
is in the studio.
330. But I'm saying,
goodness.
and I understand, and the point well taken. Like, and I understand what you're saying. I would not want to meet someone via social media. I don't want you in my inbox trying to get at me, that you scroll through my pictures, because to me, in my mind, this is my own bias. We all got issues. This is my thing. I cannot.
What? You not saying nothing?
I just can't.
What are you not saying
right
nothing?
now, with me being single, a
a
lot of people DM me. A lot of guys inbox me.
I believe they do because you're a very pretty girl. I believe they do.
So keep going.
But wow.
I just said, come on, keep going.
But I mean, and the fellas be having it going on and everything. But I'm just like, if I don't rock, some guys I just don't click with. Like, and I see your page and I'm just like, no.
So give me some stuff on their page that are you look at it and you just be like, you know what, I'll pass.
Now, I don't mind like a selfie here and there. I don't mind that. With your shirt off, I don't like that kind of stuff because I feel like you advertising for women. Like, I just don't.
My thing.
I don't. That makes me look at you like you. I don't know. I just don't like
or
that.
I think that's my.
You could just be physically.
I don't
fit.
like flashy. I don't like you sitting in a Aston Martin and you showing out sitting in front. I don't like all that.
What if that's all you have?
No, but you ain't got to be all out here like. No, I don't like that. I think that's being flashy.
I'm just saying, I have an Aston Martin and that's the only thing I can drive.
Listen,
that's what I use to go get the milk in.
You know what? You ain't got to be all like with the door open and you sitting on the hood and all that kind of stuff. Everybody got time for all that. I've dealt with some guys who've had it going on and we're nothing.
What's your draw? Like, with saying that you cool with dating off of social media, what draws you in? Like, what's your draw? To say, oh, I'll date you. You can take me out. Or I'll fly out to meet you.
I don't know about flying out to meet.
You've never done that?
No.
Nobody's never sent for you?
I had some brothers that wanted to send for me, but I was like, no.
Interesting.
Because I wasn't interested in them.
Interesting. Now, this is one thing, and I feel like everything y'all said is cool, and those are your opinions, but I feel like the flip side of that is it's so socially acceptable for women to post 1,000 selfies, post 1,000 memes, all of these memes are saying, I'm single, I'm lonely, I want to have sex, please drop off
What?
that eggplant. All of this stuff goes
Ow.
on. No, come on. I mean, am I really making this up? Am I really making it up?
Not
No,
all
I'm not.
women, some women.
Okay, a large portion of women, and it's like it's socially acceptable for them to then do that. Like, you know, if you're posing like, y'all know what y'all do. Y'all do those headshots with your cleavage up and you're out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what are you really selling?
Okay, first of all, I don't have any of those kinds of
You really want to go to your page?
Is you talking about that one when I was working out?
I'm just saying, do we really want to go to your page?
Yeah, go to my page. Ain't
So
no
you-
boobs out. Don't play me, Tom. Ain't no boobs out.
He always trying to
Pull it
Look,
up.
look.
Pull it up.
Look, listen, I'm gonna tell you.
Show me some receipts.
Receipts.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go
I
to.
don't play that.
Listen, you lucky I
I have
got
a
the
women's
interface.
group called Women with Purpose.
That
and
don't mean nothing.
Listen, I'm here to help women get in their purpose, not to flaunt their body. You can be beautiful without showing your body.
Okay, so
period.
the thousands of selfies that women take at the gym, are those like to show progress in the gym?
Okay, I have a picture of me in the gym. Like me and Brittany have a picture of us in the gym. We have on Nike outfits. Like that's
What
not
does-
showing. That's not showing any cleavage, any belly, none of that. We just.
So
kicking it
there.
at
So
the-
you're telling me, in your opinion, and you're saying that most of the women who post these images.
I'm not gonna say.
Okay, all right,
Most.
that's all right. That's tall time.
I know my intentions. My intentions is like, hey, we
But
at the
So
gym.
your
we just
intentions
killed, we
are
just killed the gym.
so your intentions have never been, I look cute. Let me show somebody.
No, I have, but I'm talking about as in like showing my body. No.
some of these sisters' bodies
seen
are
those.
snatched,
You-
and I ain't mad at them. I'm not mad at them.
Okay.
Like it just depends, and some it can be over. Like, but I seen some sisters post, and I ain't. Hey,
I mean,
they're
it's not
snatched
if you got
together,
it.
and if they look good, it is not always inappropriate. I'm not gonna say I'm not the selfie type. I don't do all that, and I don't want I wouldn't be attracted to no guy taking a lot of selfies. But like you said, if it's a handsome brother and that's what he's doing, cool. But if you got a lot sisters that's taking thousands of selfies, it might speak to something. I don't know. I'm not a.
I mean, it's.
I take
but-
selfies, but I don't take thousands.
We have literally had this problem or post or whatever in the group numerous times. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like where, you know, women will post these very provocative images and be mad that guys respond provocatively towards them.
Well, their minds are.
So are those deal breakers though? Are these
I kinda
images?
feel- my thing is the deal breaker to me isn't the image you post, more so than what is your intention for the response.
See, that's my problem because the brothers been weighing in on these pictures talking about sister have some self. I've been seeing a lot of brothers posting like sister have some self esteem. You don't got to pull all your stuff out there. But
It'll
then,
be right
but,
under them pictures.
but you gonna hit though. You gonna be sliding into the inbox or sliding, but you want to be
right
all
with
on
the hard eyes.
Right.
Listen here, and I'm
All
gonna
on
look
us just
directly.
to be
I'm looking
righteous.
directly into the camera. Tom Swoop,
Whatever.
has never DM.
Get back.
Look, he can't even put it in a whole
He can't.
sentence. Look.
Negro, please. I was waiting for that to start shaking.
Hey, look, we're gonna open up the caller line. Please do not get crazy on this caller line today. I'm just saying 216-800-7222. Give us a call, talk to us, don't be scared. We got the caller line open right now. I'm just waiting for you to call. All right. So back to deal breakers. What would be the most superficial deal breaker that you have? Me personally is tennis shoes. Like if you wear dirty tennis shoes or shoes, period, or have like white socks that really ain't white no
Oh
more.
my
Like if they was like they like a off gray in certain spots.
No,
like
white
that's a
socks
problem
with
for me.
black shoes. I mean, are you Michael Jackson's niece, nephew? Well, I cannot stand black shoes and white socks. It is a done deal. I don't like long fingernails because I do nails, and when I see a guy with long nails, it just disgusts me. It is, I don't know, I just don't like it.
I mean,
at
you
all.
extending your whole neck.
I don't
Right.
I
like
mean,
it.
yo,
at all.
eye, look,
like,
you got
she was
hand
like,
movement.
no.
That's what I'm saying. That vein
No.
done popped out right
That's
there.
a real
Like,
deal breaker. I'm convinced
No,
that's
I
your deal
can't.
breaker.
Them nails, no.
really?
You couldn't stop and go get some clippers before we went on this date.
But my thing is, that's like a corrective action. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, like you said, you do nails. You can be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? We can get that together. That's some stuff I can live
You
past.
said the shallow one.
Okay, so
Yeah,
all
that
right.
was one of my shallow ones.
Okay.
But
Another one of mine is ankles.
oh, I have.
Wait,
What about
ashy
ankles?
cankles? What?
I'm
Ankles?
second version. You know what I'm saying? Like when them ankles start to look like thighs. When them-
See, mine the opposite. I have skinny ankles.
yeah.
They are so skinny. It's like,
I mean, but
Yeah.
like do y'all ever see like when you go out with a guy and he might have like a splash of gout and like his ankle,
no.
his ankle like
What's a splash? Bruh, I don't even know what a splash of
I
God.
don't really like a dude
That's
with like a
flashing.
big booty.
what?
I don't know.
Girl, that would have to be a deal breaker.
Ew. That
If a
reminds
dude
me of
is
like
voluptuous-
girlfriends when the dude had the
I know.
the shaper underneath the
Yes.
bed. The girl, he had on a
What?
girdle.
Like when a guy is voluptuous, like a voluptuous
Ooh, no,
guy,
with hips.
hips in the butt, like that probably was that.
What?
You
No.
heard what she said. I know what she said. A voluptuous guy where a dude got a
No,
backside
you's
and
not about
it
to
looks a
have more
little
back
like a
than
woman.
me.
Hold
and
on, so
hips.
dude, y'all be looking at bubble like dudes be having bubble butts and y'all look
Yeah,
at
some
that?
dudes do.
How could you miss that?
Not like a toned one. Like
If
I
you
like
see a
when you're in the
dude that's
gym and
like-
it's toned, but like
If you
It's
see
like
a dude that's like looking kind of,
Oh my. Hold on. So
or
y'all
a dude that get his hair pressed and curled.
ooh, that's on my.
all right, so I know it ain't there is not a lot of Cat Williams guys walking around, so
Oh, they exist though.
no.
think they
I don't
fly.
know. I don't personally don't know any man that I know that gets a
I
press and
don't
curl
like braids.
braids.
What about S curls? They still trying to do it, trying to
I
act
don't.
like it's the natural.
Who do you? Who do?
I haven't seen nobody with no.
You might not know because you think it's natural because everybody got the natural, but everyone who you see with the curly hair, that's not their natural curl.
I don't even know nobody who wears hair like that. Where
I
who has touched you?
Everybody got like that natural look. Like a lot of guys got that twist out, like the natural look.
Okay.
A lot of young.
So
It's
I-
usually a nappy look.
But I
Yeah,
think,
it's nappy.
but I think if a dude is using a lot of product, I just can't.
What-
Products like hair care products, doing the hair. That's my petty. That's what did he say.
That's like the 50 and
shallow.
over crowd.
That's the shallow.
Right.
That's the
you got a
shallow
Jerry
area.
curl?
Where you even buy Jerry curl products at? It's 2018. We got flying cars. Where you get snapback at? Or carefree? We're carefree. That was it, wasn't it? Back
I
stay
think they
free,
still have
carefree.
that stuff.
Because if they're maintaining their hair like as
It's
much
people's
or
grandmas that
more than
still
you
have it.
maintaining yours, then I think that's right. And this is dudes that just have hair. Like it don't necessarily have to be no curl, but just it's one thing for the little like the sponge look, that little where you saying it looks a little kinky, but
All right, listen up. Let me break this down for y'all one time. Okay. First off, let me get. Oh, somebody said a guy with black lips.
Oh, we were just talking about
All
that.
right, so who is it?
Now listen here.
I like that, whoever that is.
Hold on, I want to talk
Tom
to.
had
Shout
about
I
out,
want to
shout
talk
out.
to.
50
it.
blunts.
I want to talk to America right now. Listen here, we got a caller. Hold on a second. I was about to tear off into y'all. We lost the caller. Caller,
Hello.
you on the air, caller. Go ahead. Tell us what your deal breakers are. First off, what's your name?
This is Jacina Christian Chatton.
Oh my!
Jaden.
All right, random caller.
Yes, I'm random caller.
Go ahead, random caller.
Okay. So listen, as I'm listening to the discussion, it takes me to a discussion with a very nice friend of mine. A lot of the things that I'm hearing are deal breakers. For instance, we're dealing with a whole bunch of superficial things, and I know of a personal example, whereas if we were caught up by preferences, somebody might have missed their happy. So I think it's not so much about deal breakers as it is compatibility. Because something that I might think is, the right person can make me overlook, even if not in that initial moment, but the right person is going to make me give them a second moment. I believe that. So I think that we get caught up in making these lists that sometimes can be unrealistic and damaging to ourselves. My deal breakers are about your character, not about your appearance. Because you can cut your hair, but if you're a dishonest person, you're going to hurt me. I got preferences physically, but when it really comes down to, if we're talking about relationships, not kicking it, relationships, not just hanging out, we got to look a little bit past some of those superficial things, which do matter. Be clear, we got to like each other to even have a real conversation. But I think as we grow up, as we get a little older, as we've experienced some things, we got to put value where value really matters. If we want something other than having this worldwide international conversation about jacked up relationships. Because we all got them. You know what I'm saying? If we want to move past that, I think you got to move past some things. And I think...
Yeah, I want to thank you, caller, for calling in. Yeah, I just hung up. But,
So childish. She was speaking.
no, you know
truth,
something?
though.
I'm not even going to lie. I do appreciate her call and everything. I feel like that's too far down the road. Like, I feel like initially, the biggest thing, is physical attraction.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the first and initial thing. You're not really going to see anybody's character, integrity, all that kind of stuff. That stuff you're going to get to know. You know what I'm saying? But as far as like initially getting that first, hey, I'm going to go out with them. Hey, I'm going to even give them my phone number. That's all physical attraction. And, might even be charm or ability to conversate. You know what I'm saying? Those are all the initial things right there. The rest of it is just stuff you're going to have to find out.
I would have loved to hear a rebuttal on that. But
Yeah, I would want to too.
I mean, I think you clicked her too early because she was on this. I think she would have had a bomb rebuttal.
Yeah, I
for
think
you.
she did. I think so.
I
You know,
don't
see,
think
that's
so.
just like
I don't think
it's
so.
that type. That's a deal breaker. Like brothers want to get points out and don't want to hear yours.
Yeah, but she could have.
That right
She could have
there.
made you see something differently.
You're right.
Because
Right.
initially you have an attraction, and you may try to curve someone because they're not what you naturally would desire. You might try to curve someone, like, because they're naturally not what you desire, like whatever the look is.
Okay.
And then you get past that and realize, like, dang, this person, I could have really missed out on this bomb.
Now,
It might
like
be
I said,
somebody that has a real big heart and that you're compatible with, but she got dirty tennis shoes.
And
And
listen,
you can buy her some nice
now
Huaraches.
you guys will go back to my initial statements at the beginning of the show that I have prematurely dispatched some women.
Okay.
I have
think we
said
all
that.
have.
I've openly said that. That is the truth. And I'll say that because I look back on who I've actually given my time to. They didn't deserve it. They didn't deserve it. And then I got to start evaluating, okay, why did I even choose to give this person my time? So it's like that self-reflection goes back to like what we did in episode 1, like actually looking in the mirror and looking at yourself.
Yeah,
because
that's true.
a lot of these initial problems people have in relationships are really based upon stuff they're doing. It has nothing to do with the other person. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're damaged and you know you're damaged, anything you do with that person really is going to come back on you because you shouldn't have even done it.
So basically, you're saying like deal breakers could be self-sabotage.
Yes, that could be a deal breaker. Self-sabotage is a deal breaker.
Yeah, like deal breakers are in essence, a lot of cases, self-sabotage.
Yes. Your self-sabotage could be your preference. You know what I'm saying? You could be shutting yourself down initially. Once again, let me give you guys callers. Please call in 216-800-7222. Please call in one more time. But when you self-sabotage yourself based upon your preferences, anything that happens on the outcome, it's your fault. Look, I do also want to bring up all right, let me give you guys this page again. Join our Facebook group, Life, Love, and Relationships, TADS. But it was a post today. Like when I actually posted that the post about that study that the people from Essence magazine had did about black women and their inability to find a match. Did you guys get a chance to read that?
Just the article. I didn't.
No,
read
I
it.
didn't.
I was at work. Inspiring young lives.
Hold on one second. We having a little technical problem right now. Too funny. Somebody is saying Tom.
Call in, and Tom's not going to hang up on you, okay?
Hold on one second. Hey, can you guys still see us? Can you still see us right now? Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up if you can see right now. Hold on. Can we get a thumbs up? Can you see me right now? Miss Harrell said she's
Harrell.
Harrell.
Yeah.
Okay, she is saying if we call her, you gonna hang up on us?
That's right. Get it together. Miss. He don't want the truth. That's the
How
problem.
is that not the truth?
You
I want her
the
to call
truth
back.
because Jacina would have closed it down.
Yeah, I think she would.
That's why you try to curve it.
She would have had
That's what
you
y'all
with
trying
a
to
whole
do.
new perspective.
Whole new perspective.
But so my perspective would have to have been totally wrong.
well,
Is it totally wrong?
I think that
She might open your eyes
some
to
more
something.
insight into it.
Yeah, insight.
Cause it was like a premature. You cut it off at like she was dropping some jewels, and then you dropped something, and I think she would have had a bomb rebuttal to
Well,
it.
it
Because
was.
you're saying it's
I was
down
trying
the
to give
line.
other people the opportunity to call in.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, are you gonna hang up on them too? Because
Well, you should have told
We're
her,
trying to
you
figure
know,
out. how
Eventually,
this is
everybody will get hung up on, but
No.
yeah.
going. You gonna have a
He
Charlamagne
playing, y'all.
experience walking up
Right.
into the spot. Except for it's
I
gonna be
seen
women.
that.
And
All right, so give us a call 216-800-7222. But back to what I was saying before about the post in the group, and it was a lot of good responses from everybody, but it was one that really, because basically the study, the way they did the study is Kiss and Tell matchmaking service, and I believe they're in Charlotte, North Carolina, and they have about 1,500 clients, and out of the 1,500 clients that they have, some of the responses or feedback that they've gotten were that, black women are, their toughest client to matchmake for. And the biggest reason is unrealistic expectations. And, we got so far off of the topic on the post because the women of color instantaneously said, let's start debunking the study. They didn't ask people who do this. They didn't do this. And it's like, let's start, this study doesn't indicate, this doesn't speak for me. This doesn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's like, and at the end of the day, like what I wrote, I was like, look, if it looks like a duck, it sounds like a duck, it quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck.
or genetically modified to look like a duck. All right, Tom, leave you alone. Yeah. All right.
I just personally feel like, we, what I'm saying, it's basically you guys, all right, put it like this, and I said this last week in the group, if you can't take corrective criticism as a member of society, you know what I'm saying, how can you really ever move forward? You know what I'm saying? Because it's like the Kiss and Tell matchmaking service is owned by 2 black women. You know what I'm saying? Essence Magazine is geared towards black women. The editor of Essence Magazine is a black woman. So it's like, for this study to then come out, it's like, and then everybody be like, well, they didn't interview the right people. Come on, man. At a certain point, it's a problem. It's the same thing I wrote. I was like, look, I have a weight issue. I know this. And until I choose to do things differently in my life to correct my problem, I'm going to continually have it. So
Right.
when are women of color going to say, all right, you know what? We might have an issue. What are we going to do about it?
I think. Go ahead.
I think a lot of
Hey, you know what? Hold that thought. We're going to have to pause. Okay. All right. Sorry for our technical difficulties. We had a little bit of a issue, but we're back right now, and it's going to take a minute for everybody to get back on this stream. It makes Tom's job a little bit harder later, but once again, go ahead and answer your question now.
I think a lot of women, it's not that you said the expectations are realistic.
Unrealistic expectations.
I think it's just more of women getting to the root of it. I think a lot of women are broken. I think a lot of women put up walls and say, I'm not, if you deal with a certain kind of guy, you put up a wall and like, I'm not dealing with a guy like that no more. And I think sometimes it's just us broken, and we need to deal with some of the issues that cause the brokenness. And so sometimes we put up walls and say, oh, I'm not dating this kind of guy, or I'm not dating this because of this happened, and I think a lot of us need some healing. That's my view. So.
Carla J.
I would agree with what Toya has said, and adding to that, I think a lot of what women of color, especially African American women, experience is us being disenfranchised as women. Like, our men, when you see media and everything, and you see black men, it's almost like we are never elevated as the prize, and that's been systematic. And slavery has played a role in that, where to be beautiful and to be attractive, we've been out in the fields, we've been sweating, and the image of us has not been one of beauty. And so our men has been so jaded that even in their dealings with us, it has impacted the woundedness, what Toya is talking about. It has affected us to where we've had to take on roles as the mothers, the head of households, to where we're looking at brothers like, nah, miss me with that. I'm not checking for you with that, because of all the work and how society has set it up to put us ahead of the brothers, and the brothers drinking the Kool-Aid to not value us as their women. So our bitterness and how angry we seem is really so systematic, and we have to look at the underlying roots, which I would say start all the way back from Middle Passage.
Okay, I get where you're going. I get where you're going. Trust me, I do, and I understand. A little.
Whatever.
No. Let me finish.
Go ahead, Bobby.
Like, but at a certain point, you have to say it's 2018, and the deal breakers, like literally, I'm gonna quote the article. It was something like, he gotta be 6'4". He gotta be well fit. He gotta, have a job. He gotta have a car. He has to, be able to do this. And the words that the woman said in the article was, "You don't have any of that, but you're demanding that from him."
I hear guys say that a lot.
Once again, this ain't guys. This is the actual study and professional matchmakers. This is what they're saying. The largest percentage of people that they try to matchmake, this is what the women of color, their biggest response is.
But so you mean to tell me a woman's not around here like have cars and
jobs? What we're talking about is what they're asking for.
Right, but
like
you said that
they want a guy with a degree. They want a guy who makes a certain amount of money. They want all this stuff, but it's like,
but you can't ask for a degree if you ain't got a degree.
I don't think you can ask for much when you don't have much.
That's true, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And my thing is, I would rather at this point in my life, I would rather be in sync with somebody that I'm in sync with more so than their criteria. Does that make sense?
Wait, no.
It doesn't?
You said you would rather be in sync with someone that you're more in sync with.
No,
you're more in sync with them than they're with their criteria that they have.
No, what I'm saying is, I don't care if you work at, the Arby's. U.S. Department of Justice or McDonald's. I need to just be in sync with you.
Okay. I hear what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? I need to be able to move with you, and we move together and we move in unison.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, all that criteria stuff, that stuff just gonna keep you single. I personally feel that way. That stuff gonna get you single.
I agree with that. I agree with the building, but to be able to see beyond that and go with how we impact each other and how we're feeling. But we just in a time to where these disqualifiers and some of the superficial things that we see, I think it's because in a lot of cases when people are not real with themselves to really expose themselves and their own woundedness, people think a lot more of themselves than they ought to. Like, I'm the prize. Well, yeah, you should.
Okay, yeah, because you're not looking deeper.
Yeah, like you should look. Like I always tell people, you need to evaluate: is this person an asset or are they a liability? Now, that's a different spectrum. Are they an asset? Are you feeding me spiritually? Are you feeding me mentally? Right. Yeah, you can work at Arby's, but are you a liability and all you're doing is draining everything out of me? So I think if we assess the deal breakers from that standpoint, I believe some people in their mind, and this is an assumption, believe that their deal breakers are qualifying that. Like, if you're going to be an asset or a liability. Mm-hmm. And even though we see like it's very superficial, like, okay, somebody's here, that's not hurting an asset or liability. But when you get to talk about when you begin to, speak about educational background, social economic status, goal driven, things like that, that can determine if someone is going to add to you or deplete you.
But that also can be a very tricky and slippery slope
Agreed.
because I've met women who were very accomplished academically, financially, and they were not assets. They just weren't.
Yes, but why not? Because you
Attitude.
Okay, they weren't adding anything to you.
Like
They brought a negative.
Yeah, they're energy drainers.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
that's
if
what
you're
I'm
draining
saying.
my energy, it doesn't matter what you got.
That's why you have to evaluate. Assets are not only physical assets, but they're, like I said, it's emotional and spiritual. And once you assess, are you an asset or are you a liability? That's when I think, as Jacina was saying, is when you look beyond that superficial, because you're bringing something, you speaking life, you breathing life into me and into my purpose or what God is calling me to be, or whoever, I'm called to be. So I'm aligning with that purpose, because it doesn't matter, brother, if I make 3 times more than you, because you speak something to me and your whole energy makes me want to be greater. It makes me want to cater to you or do things. Like, I may not typically be a housewife, but for you going to get 2 meals when I usually cook 0 meals. Or so, I get 0, brother, you may get 2. Like, because you're bringing that, you're elevating that in me. So that's the stuff that you get to after you go past the superficial, and it's someone's tenacity to get past you and your deal breakers. Because I feel like that's how Dorian dealt with me. Because all the deal breakers I had with him, and he was just like, I'm thinking I'm curving him, and he just curving my deal breakers.
But I kind of feel like, even in your situation, not to speak too much of your private situation on a show that everyone listens to, but would you say that, he has deal breakers that he has for you? Like,
yes,
and it's
that's
like,
a shame,
and that's what I'm
That's
saying.
what I was thinking about when she was just saying that too.
Yes.
Like, he can be like, yeah, I don't like girls with big foreheads. You know what I'm saying? Or
like how she was saying, like she would give him 2 meals. Like, he probably wants somebody that's gonna cook like his mom cooks.
Absolutely,
You
and
know what
I
I'm
think
saying?
you're correct with that. That's what I'm saying.
So it's like,
a
sometimes
humbling
you can be so
situation.
blind to your deal breakers that you ignore that
I
he
don't
got
have
deal
to-
breakers
I didn't kill
too.
my deal breakers.
Huh?
I said, that's what I'm saying. You have to grow, like, where before, that's why I said I don't have deal breakers, because where before I'm like, okay, this is deal breaker, that's a deal breaker. In my current situation, all my deal breakers then went out the window because they're not relevant.
Yeah,
because
I think
this
it's
is somebody
maturity
that's
too
doing,
as you get older.
more for yourself and for your spirit, and that where it's so beyond that. And that's what Jacina was saying.
Well, I know for sure mine's was I had to mature in some
Black
areas
lips.
because
Swoop.
back in the day, if he was, I love fashion. So my thing was, if he was fine and he dressed nice, my friends would always be like, Toya, he's so fresh. He's so fresh. I used to always say that. And a lot of guys that were like that were not good for me. So I had to get beyond that and find a brother with a heart that was encouraging me, that was loving me no matter where I was at in my life, and was speaking into my life, and growing with a guy like that.
But wouldn't you say that you still hold on to some of those deal breakers you had at an early age?
No.
None.
No. Mm-mm. Nope.
Now listen,
Nope.
the Lord is listening.
I know he is, and
The
he the one who
Lord
helped change
is
it.
That's
listening.
right, girl. That's right.
So you gonna tell me
He helped change it.
you, Latoya Ulysses Fleming the third?
Even if he ain't fresh, listen, I'm good in that area, so I can help
can
a brother
upgrade
out.
him.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm cool
You
with
can be
that
wearing
upgrade.
big jeans, and we can get him to fit it. Okay. But he got a big heart.
Hey, I like it.
Listen, I'm not a fan of that response.
Like she
Okay,
said, she
well-
can upgrade him. She still like fresh. She's saying I still like fresh, but if the brother don't come fresh and his heart is big, I can upgrade him to fresh. I can, I can
Yeah,
upgrade
that ain't no
him.
problem.
He may not have style. I
We
can
can make
upgrade
one
him.
stop, get you a pair of jeans.
Okay, listen, but see, okay, I hear what y'all saying, and that's all cute and everything, but getting past your initial deal breakers, like, how do you even get to? You don't look at somebody initially and be like, you know what? He got a big heart. I'm gonna upgrade him. No, you
no.
don't. That's after you've determined some things. That's what I'm saying. Like initially, no, you too shallow. You're not gonna invest all of that into somebody you just met.
But it depends on really what your desires are. Because even though your deal breakers may begin as shallow, if the core of who you are is not really shallow, and that person is serious about their interest with you, then they're going to bypass what your deal breakers. Like that's how they become irrelevant. That's what the caller that you clicked was getting to that you couldn't see because you couldn't see past your superficial needs.
That was my old.
Listen, what I'm saying is, when you tomorrow go get coffee at Starbucks. There's a guy in Starbucks who says, "Hey, you're a nice looking woman. You know, think we can hook up and maybe get coffee another time together." you gonna make a decision based upon an initial response, physical, conversation, whatever. Mm-hmm. You ain't looking at that man's heart.
That's true.
No.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
You can't see his heart from there.
And this is my point.
No, but I'm saying the things that I was before, like it was more like what he had on.
Okay,
was he fresh?
So what I'm saying,
that's no longer the issue.
All right, so tell me tomorrow when you meet this guy at Starbucks, what helps you decide whether or not to come back and have a drink with him?
If it was like chemistry. If it was like a little chemistry when he came over and he was suave with it, you know what I'm saying? Or he was just lame and I was just like, no, I'm not feeling that at all. Maybe you need to get a caramel mocha by yourself because no, you're not.
See, like now I get her response, but see how the attitude changed from both ways? Mm-hmm. Like, and it's just like, that's where we be looking at y'all and being like, yeah, I'll just go get a caramel macchiato with someone else. You know what I'm saying?
No, but I wouldn't be in a guy's face like that. Like, ooh, no. I wouldn't do that.
So it would be chemistry. The chemistry, it would have to be some type of initial thing.
But because it's like at the same time, at some point, you just got to go out on a limb. You know what I'm saying? You just got to go out on a limb and be like, well, you know, I'm not going to really be able to figure this out in 30 seconds. So why don't we just hook up tomorrow? And I personally have done that. You know what I'm saying? And it's ended badly a couple times. It's ended real bad. You know what I'm saying? And I would tell a story, but she's one of the people in the group, and I don't want to get all onto it. But it's in. Well, you know, I can tell this one story. Look, so look, I meet somebody. What? Now, you know what? I'm not even going to tell it. I'm not going to tell it because...
You got to hold everybody listening.
No, I'm not going to tell it because...
No,
I'm not going to tell it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just going to say this. What?
I call him tomfoolery too.
Y'all need to get y'all life. But listen, I'm just saying these initial deal breakers, you can't determine, everything in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. You're going to have to actually invest some time to actually... get to the point where Miss Jacina was talking about.
See, that's time, I know, but a lot of people, you can't get time back, Tommy. Like you just cannot get it back.
Yeah, but sometimes we gotta step outside the box.
You do.
Right. Listen, what you're saying, I'm just gonna be transparent. It is, you do disqualify people off top. But I think it relates to what you're saying, Toya, that you feel something. Like, it's like light breeze. Like, if somebody... you ever walk into a room and you can tell?
True. Yeah, you can tell you can tell somebody looking at you like.
Or even if it's a room and it's all females, you can tell the females that you more in line with.
Yeah, that's true.
And you gravitate. It's like a gravitational pull. It's that energy pulling. So anyway, with that being said, if somebody come up to you in Starbucks and they're like, hey, what's going on? If you want to entertain them a couple more minutes with the conversation, or if you immediately going to curve them because you're not feeling it, or they whole vibe is off, or they're just not aesthetically pleasing to you. They don't look good. To cut it. So I think that's all going to play a role because you cannot get time back to just go on something. All right, what's up? When I know off top, I'm not feeling
I get what you're saying, but I'm just talking like these initial conversations and meetings or whatever. We're not talking about going on 6 or 7 dates. We're talking about like giving somebody the opportunity to meet you for coffee. You know what I'm saying? Like we're talking 15, 20 minutes, 25 minutes at the most. If it actually, turn into a decent conversation, maybe a half an hour. These are, I feel like we blocking ourselves from these minute conversations and meetings by these superficial, different things. Like I'm telling you, when I tell you, not saying that I'm even out there like that, but it was a phase where I was like, you know what, I'm gonna really put some effort and time and energy in trying to meet new people outside of my immediate circle. And I was meeting people for coffee, breakfast, stuff like that. And man, when I tell you, for one, breakfast is really inexpensive. But when I tell you that a lot of people are not ready, like just not ready, and they'll just be like, Tom, I'm not gonna blow my horn or toot my horn or anything. They'd be like, all right, you a nice looking guy, you talk well, or we conversate well. Like they go out with me because of those reasons. And then I'll be like, when I get to really meet them, I'm like, yeah, you shouldn't be out here. It's cold out here.
What do you mean?
What?
Like they just totally just don't be ready. Like don't be ready at all. Like I'm big on a couple things. Being on time. If we saying we gonna meet at 9:00 and you don't show up to 9:45, what we meeting for now?
That's a bit. That's yeah.
You know what I'm
45
saying?
minutes.
Right. You know what I'm saying? If it take,
It's
you know what I'm
like my
saying?
time.
If it take an act of Congress for you to free yourself up to even meet, you shouldn't even be out here.
But that might be telling you something though. I think if it
Deal
takes,
breaker.
it should be, because that's a curve move. People make time for what they want.
Yeah,
If
that's
they're acting like they're too busy to get with you, listen, you'll put a couple things on pause for who you want to see.
This is true.
So they may have just been saying all the time you're nice, and really in their mind not being real, like the video clip.
Right.
The video clip was very transparent, but they
Yeah.
probably was doing what most people do and saying, "Oh, Tom, you're nice and you speak well," but they thinking like, "No, I do after this."
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is be cool. I mean, I'm cool with it. I'd rather you tell me that, hey, it's not gonna work out, more so than like don't save me and your phone as, food. You know what I'm saying? don't save me and your phone as free food. You know what I'm
Never
saying?
done nothing like that. That's crazy. Never. Time gone. No, I've never done
That's
that.
how you are
I
such
don't
a
need nobody to take me
hater.
to eat.
So you ain't never went on a date with a guy that you really weren't interested in?
No.
Never. Carla. And the pause
Yes.
that you hear,
Yes.
I was just about to
Yes.
say, and the pause
Yes.
that you hear, ladies and gentlemen.
But they invite you to dinner and then you go, and it's at the dinner that I just go like, I'm gonna have no interest in you.
Really?
Yeah. Because
So-
usually I just wouldn't even be like, because I wouldn't waste the time.
So at that point, do you pull out your wallet and just throw a couple 20s on the table and be like, all right, B, I'm gonna see you?
No, because you asked me to go.
Oh.
I mean, you invited me. If I would have invited you, I would
Oh.
have paid a check. But you asked me to go.
Oh, so you
Oh.
just gonna go without putting the $20?
You and Carla to kind of be like, hey, can I also get the lobster ravioli to go, please?
Yeah, but I can pay though, so it ain't nothing.
But-
I wouldn't do that if I wasn't interested. I wouldn't get the lobster. If I would get it to go, put it on a separate bill, please.
You know what's so crazy? Like how we talking about deal breakers. I work at a spa, so a lot of women come in and kind of give you their testimony, their life, everything. And a lot of women marry the opposite of who they are. Like things that they like to do, their husband usually be the opposite of them.
Give me the example.
So say like you like bowling, or he likes skiing or something like that. Or it's kind of like they have a balance for each other. They keep each other balanced. But the opposite of what the other person do. Like she might be a homebody. He's like a person who like to travel a lot, you know? Usually it's people who be the opposite of you. And we so trying to find a person that's similar to us that we be attracted to, and sometimes that's probably not who God has for us.
Interesting. We are approaching the end of our show. Do you guys want to give a final thought as we depart?
I will.
Go ahead.
Sometimes we as people tend to gravitate to what we want for ourselves, and it's like, who says that's the person that's for you? Is God saying that? Is God saying, this person this person's for you, you got to block all these other people out. Sometimes we miss our blessings from ourselves. Sometimes we got to move ourselves out the way and let God help us to choose who, he has for us. I think sometimes we need to spend time with ourselves and find some healing areas that we need to work on and love ourselves before we go loving anybody else. And then another thing too, like have a party with yourself, being in singleness, and just have a party by yourself before anybody else come to the party. And
I like
just
that.
how I feel.
I like that right there. I think I'm gonna go ahead and trademark that in part. No, seriously, for real, have a party with yourself.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
But go ahead there, Carlos.
I think do not allow deal breakers to be what breaks you. Because if the end goal is that you seek companionship, or you seek to be in a relationship, you seek to be loved or just unified with another person, we have to examine the shallow areas of our hearts and be real with ourselves, flaws and all, and see ourselves for what we are, and how, like you said, it may be some things the brother don't like about me, but he still loves me. So you have to look beyond those things that are superficial and go more in depth into what this person pours and feeds into you to make you be a better you and want to,
Hey, y'all, I'm gonna have to get y'all getting a raise, because y'all killed it at the end of this show. Y'all's final thoughts were dope. I'm not even gonna say nothing. I'm gonna say, look, hey, we are gonna be at Cocktails and Conversations this Thursday, February 8th. Show starts at 8. Please be there.
Come out.
On top. Please, from the beginning, come, because it starts at 8. It jumps off at 8. So please be there on time. Please try to get your ticket ahead of time. Do not call my phone the night of the event trying to get in. I will not answer. I'm telling you that right now. But I do want to just thank everybody for calling in. Well, Jacina, who called in. And in the future, just give us a call, 216-800-7222. Once again, deal breakers. It's a lot of people who block their own blessings with these initial shallow deal breakers. Hopefully, you watch this show today and you see that, you got to get past that initial thing. And this the after dinner snack, and we out.
Hey.
We out.
All right.
We
have
out.
a great week.
Y'all have a great week. Once again, Thursday, February 8th. See us. Holla.
Hey.